Right now it's time for my interview. Welcome, Uncle Swiss, to the Kids Crunch Show. I really appreciate you for wanting to spend time with me and letting me interview you on my show today.
You're welcome, darling. You're welcome. My name
How
is
are you
Swiss.
today?
Everybody, my name is Swiss, and I'm great. I'm feeling good. It's Saturday. Yeah, I tried to get to bed quite early last night, but because I've got so much work to do, sometimes it's hard to do that. But I'm still feeling good.
Guess what, Uncle Swiss? You're actually my first person that I'm interviewing today on my radio station.
Oh, that's really good. I feel proud about that. Someone else interviewed me for the first time as well the other day. A lady called Ramel. She's an interviewer just like you. She's black, and she works for another radio station. I won't mention their name because we're on Beat Radio, but she's a very big presenter. And I was her first interview the other day as well.
That sounds very interesting.
It was.
Why's your name Uncle Swiss?
Because I'm your uncle, and you have to respect me because I'm older than you. No, my name's Swiss because back when I was a teenager, I listened to a lot of hip hop at the time, and that was the music of my generation. And there was this producer called Swiss Beats, but he spells his name with two Z's, and I spell my name with two S's. And at the time, my group formed called Soul Solid, and I was a DJ, but I was the anonymous DJ because I didn't have a name, so I was called the anonymous DJ for so long. I was playing on a radio station called Delight FM, and I really needed a name. So because I was into Swiss and Rough Riders, which is the group that they were from or he was from, I decided to take his name and just use it for mine because I needed one. But lots of the people that I listened to when I was young was doing that as well. A lot of the rappers took their names from stuff that they like, so I just done the same thing.
What's your real name?
My real name is Pierre. So that name is French, and my dad's name's Peter. So my mum wanted to name me after my dad, but not use the same name. So Pierre is the French version of Peter.
That's very interesting. Wow. My mum says you're also a rapper. What is a rapper?
Oh, a rapper is someone that puts together rhythm and poetry. So the word rapper comes from the word rap, and the word rap is an acronym, which means when you take the initial letters from a group of words and you use those initial letters to create something else. So rap means rhythm and poetry, and a rapper is a person that displays rhythm and poetry on a beat, and that's what I am.
Do you travel long journeys?
I do. And the other day, and I'm sure we're going to speak about this, I went to the Black Pound Day market in Birmingham. So I've travelled all the way up to Birmingham to attend there because obviously it's my brand, so I have to be there. And that weekend, I also had to take my son to another city outside of London. And also on that weekend, I done another big journey as well. I can't remember off the top of my head now. It was in Kent, and it took about an hour to get there too. So on that weekend, I done 3 different journeys, and altogether, those journeys came up to about 6 hours. But those are the sort of long journeys that I have to do as a DJ, because I do DJ as well, and as a performer. So I'm just used to it now. I've been doing it for years.
Wow. Do you travel all over the world?
Yes, I have been to many places all over the world. Recently, I went to Spain, Ibiza. I've also been to LA. I've been to Africa. I've been to many places in Europe. So, yes, I do get to travel quite a lot.
What was your dream when you were younger, and did you hesitate on your dreams?
That's a very good question. One of my dreams was to be an actor, actually. When my uncle asked me, this is something that stays in my head. When my uncle asked me in the kitchen what I wanted to be, I wanted to be an actor because acting just looks so fun. And, when we're children, we do a lot of acting as well. We act a lot. We act out things that we see on TV, we see our families do because that's how you learn, So acting was something I was very interested in. Did I hesitate? I grew up in a very musical family. I grew up in the church. I went to a church called the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church in Battersea, where I grew up. And so I was in the choir, and I learned to perform in the choir. And when I was young, I also performed in a group as well called Too Hype, Too Young. And that was with a few of the members that are in Soul Solid as well. So when I went into that, I didn't hesitate, but I did get a bit anxious sometimes. I wouldn't say scared, I'd say anxious. That's another word that I've learned growing up. You need to know the difference between feeling anxious and scared. And I'll tell you a little story. One time I was performing on stage for my local adventure playground, and we had this performance called the Y Gap performance, something that we done every year. And I went out on stage and I was performing my song and I forgot my lyrics, and I was like saying my lyrics and I was like and I just paused and I was like, oh my gosh, and I ran off the stage. And everyone was saying encore, 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 and that just means come back on and perform again. I didn't come back on because I was so, I guess, what can I use? What's the word I can use? I was so fearful. That made me scared. And but that didn't stop me. So I continued in my life and I became a DJ, rapper, producer in Soul Solid, which is one of the biggest groups in the city. So, yeah.
What does Black History Month mean to you?
Black History Month means a lot to me. It's a time when we can focus our energy on some of our accomplishments that we've achieved, in our history. Certain people like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks. Those are some of the obvious ones, but there's also many other heroes that we can learn and know about. And it's not just about heroes that are from other countries. It's about the heroes in your family. So you can ask mommy about grandma, you can ask mommy about granddad or your daddy as well, and learn about the things that they have accomplished too. So Black History Month is about learning about your family as well as other people in your society from history.
Who is your favourite black role model and why?
That's a very interesting question. One of my role models was my brother, my older brother, Megaman. He's the person that created Soul Solid, amongst two other people as well, G-Man and Mr. C. But as I said, it's good to focus on your family sometimes. So one of my role models is my brother, Megaman, growing up.
I have a role model too. My role model is Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey, yeah, she's a very, very good role model. She does a lot of, she's done a lot of work in her career, interviewing lots of people just like you're doing. And, one thing that I do like that she does is she's taken a group of girls from Africa and she's put them through scholarships as well, I think it is, which I think is very good. And she, tracks their achievements over a long period of time. So, she's a role model to so many people, but a good thing is that she took a group of girls from the black community and made sure that she gave them direct role modeling or direct mentoring, in what she's doing. So it's very good. Yeah, that's a very good role model to have.
Oprah Winfrey, she's actually still alive and she's actually 66.
Is it? Yeah.
Why did you start Black Pound Day?
That's a very good question. So many reasons, but I guess the most poignant reason to give you is that after the murder of George Floyd, the man that died in America via the hands of the police, it was a really big injustice and it affected people worldwide. You had so many people that responded and showed their human side and showed that they really care about us as a community. And after that happened, like you said, there were people in the street taking down statues, but not white people taking down black statues, but white and black people taking down statues of historical figures that are not to be what's the word, looked upon as good. Let's put it that way, in simple words. So when that happened, I was very much inspired to do something about the energy and the emotion that we were expressing to the world. And I thought a good way You know, everyone was holding up their fists like this to show their emotional support. You know, that's the Black Power fist, and that shows emotional support. But a better way to support our community is what I thought is to put that fist in your pocket and support black businesses, because you know, a prayer, emotions come and emotions go, but that is not a good way always to support a community. A better way to support a community is to support them with money, you know, through economics. So Black Pound Day is a way where I'm asking people, communities, ethnicities in our society to support our community by spending with black businesses so that we can do better for ourselves and have a long-term sustainable movement that will help young people like yourself, you know, in support in doing better in the things that you're doing.
That's how I started a prayers world since George Floyd died, because I thought it was a really good thing to teach affirmations, and I thought it was a really good thing to talk about black role models. And that's when I started being a radio presenter. But what's the next stage for Black Pounder?
Beautiful question. I think you're actually doing better than me in this interview. The next stage for Black Pound Day is to continue for people on the first Saturday of every month to spend with black businesses. And I don't only want people to spend with those businesses, but I want them to take their phones out, take a picture of the business or the product that they buy or spend with. So take a picture of the business they spend with or the product that they buy, post that picture on social media, talk about their experience of interacting with that business or product and recommending that business or product to other people so that it goes around and more people begin to support. So that's one way in which it will continue. Another way is for them to learn about some of the things that the black community go through in terms of businesses and understanding, you know, some of the statistics that express our plight and our journey in this society, because we're not always treated as equally as other people. So we want people to understand that. Otherwise, they won't actually make it a habit. It would just be something that they notice and forget about.
What's your ambition?
My ambition is to raise my children in a as best society as possible, be the best father that I can be, and help my community and put some good messages out into the world, just like how you're doing.
That's a really good ambition. Who has helped you in your journey?
I've been helped by my family. I've been helped by my supporters, the people that listen to my music. I've been helped indirectly as well by the people that I look up to. And I think those three things have helped me really, really well.
I heard you say it's not a moment, it's a movement. What does that mean?
That means that it's something that will continue and continue as long as people understand that it needs to be continued by, like I said, learning about what we're going through, by reading, supporting the businesses every month, and not just on Black Pound Day, but on other days too, and circulating the information about those businesses, you know.
Do you have any advice for the young kings and queens listening to my show right now?
Yes. If you have a dream, that dream was given to you for a reason. You know, your inspiration is yours. It's not anybody else's. So if it comes to you, then it's yours. And it means that God will open a pathway for you to fulfill that dream. So, you know, believe in yourself, believe in your dream, and make sure you work hard to fulfill it.
Thank you, Uncle Swiss, for wanting to spend time with me. I absolutely triple appreciate it.
Thank you. I triple appreciate you having me here. And despite the traffic, I knew that I needed to get here to do this with you. And I support what you're doing, and I want you to continue doing what you're doing. Be a good girl for mommy and daddy, and just know that your family loves you, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.